Cześć, witam w kolejnym odcinku z gry Higurashi no Naku Koro. Zapraszam. View new tips. Community notice. We're greeting the end of the rainy season sooner than in prior years. On this day, when it feels like summer will soon arrive, I'm pleased that everyone is in good health. The season for the Wataganashi is finally upon us. I believe the assistance of the town council will make this a wonderful festival. I also wish to ask for the assistance of everyone in regards to a few things. Collecting bazaar goods. We're looking for a well-received Hinamizawa Grand Bazaar exhibition, holding a massive collection of excess goods and used clothing. No rough goods, please. Management, Makino. Telephone. Recruiting Lille Festival drum dancers. The renowned Lille Festival drum dancers group, known for its careful choreography, the Shufu Society is taking last-minute participants. We're looking for any showboat elementary and middle schoolers. Management, Kimiyoshi. Taking donations. We are accepting donations in multiplies of 1000 N. For every 1000 N donation, you will be awarded with a refreshment stand ticket. Management, Sonozaki. To ci od Mion. To pewnie rodzice. We are always taking suggestions for ways to improve the festival at all times. If you have any interesting idea, call Kimiyoshi at number. There is a 200 N refreshment stand ticket attached below the card line. Okay. Lecimy dalej. A few days had passed since the incident. Nie wiadomo, gdzie się skończyło. During that time, either Mion was busy or Rika-chan had to help with the festival preparations, so we couldn't get everybody together for club activities. Even though I thought I would never want to participate again after the years it shaved off my life each time, not having it only made my heart grow fonder. I really am not honest with myself. Today we finally had our club activities again. These weren't the same old club activities. It was called the Wataganashi 5 Demon Firefight, and it was one of the biggest events in the club. Keiichi, does this yukata still fit for you? Can you try it for a second? Mom pulled out an old, dusty yukata. Nah, I don't need a yukata. These are embarrassing, so I will just go in my normal clothes. But this is a festival. Wear it, okay? Rena and the others said regular clothes are just fine. If I was the only one wearing a yukata, it'd be even more embarrassing. I put on the same old vest as usual. I'll be going with Rena and the others, so you don't need to worry about me. Is that so? I'll be going with Dad when he wakes up. Dad let out a loud snore from the sofa. From now it looks he must have pulled an all-nighter last night. He just finished sending in his manuscript, so he might not wake up for a while. It seems my dad writes for art magazines sometimes too. I've never read it. Tough. I wonder if my dad is a really famous artist. Since his own son is saying something like that, I can't imagine he's selling all that well. But he's able to feed a family of three, and my life isn't exactly full of hardships. It could be that he's some master painter and I didn't know about it. Ding dong! Keiichi-kun, are you home? Ugh, it was already time. I didn't want them coming here, so I was planning on leaving early and waiting outside. Oh my, it's Rena-chan. Thank you for always looking after Keiichi. Mom, he's also been looking out for... Why are you blushing just for meeting my mom? Don't get all flustered. It doesn't feel right. Let's go, Rena. Since Rena would continue to space out if I left her here, I grabbed her hand and dragged her out. Rena-chan, look after Keiichi for me. Wow, yeah, ma'am. Even if it means I must sacrifice myself. Then why don't you do it right now? She waved back even as I was dragging her away. Okay, Kei-chan, you hungry today? We'll take care of that at these stalls. You thought I'd let myself get full knowing the club activities will involve the stalls? Wouldn't have it any other way? There are Rika-chan. Where are Rika-chan and Satoko? Are they already at the temple? Yep, Rika-chan's festival committee member. Rika-chan's festival committee member, after all. Satoko-chan is probably with her as well. I see. Alright, let's make some noise today. Yeah! we were already in high spirits with just the three of us there. La 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 la. It was way more lively at the Frude shrine than the last time I came, for exceeding my expectations. Throngs of people were crammed between rows of market stalls lined with colorful paper lanterns. Despite that, it was actually quite enjoyable. There sure are lots of people here. I can't believe they all live in Hinazawa. Everybody attends at the Wataganashi. I think about half the village is here. It's not just that. Municipal and young councils from neighboring towns and villages advertise this event as well. That's right. There aren't that many students at our school, but there's a lot of kids here today. It doesn't feel like a festival unless there are kids running around, after all. That's true, I agree. Hello and good evening. these two knew everybody. These two knew everybody we came across. Of course, I greeted them as well, but I still wasn't familiar with everybody yet. Oh, Rena-chan, thanks for the food you brought me a while back. My son loved it. He said it was delicious. It was nothing at all. I'm glad he liked it. Say hello to Kazuma-kun for me, please. Hey, if it isn't Sonozaki Oyu-chan, I'm in charge of a stand again this year, so make sure you can visit. Oops. Have you gotten fatter? You'll end up having a heart attack with a gut like that. Oh, this kid here is new. Are you one of her underclassmen? He's one of my members, and upcoming hopeful. If you cross him, he could crush your stand in one night. You've got little Mrs. Seal of your approval, I see. Hope you take it easy on me. As you could imagine, Mion was chatting away with the old guys running the stalls. Mi-chan is really energetic after all. She's really popular with the older men. I think Rena is pretty popular too, being cute and all. That was, of course, so long of her little condition didn't flare up. But as long as she's blushing quietly, she's pretty cute. I'm popular with some people? Really? Really? With some people. I evaded giving her a straight answer by roughly tousling her hair. The stall keepers come all the way from town. It's not really a festival without them after all. So we're going to mess with them now. I don't care what kind of match it is. I'm going to win it. Oh yes. I'll try too. A to była Rena. Hey! You're all very late. It's unacceptable to keep a lady waiting. Kei-chan! Oh, my bad. So, where is this lady I've keep waiting? What did you say? Alright, Sadako was in top form as well. Seemed she was all excited about being able to get everybody in the club together for the first time in a while. Wow, Rika-chan, cutie! Rena let out an elated sigh. It seems that the real lady had made her appearance. Good evening, everyone. Good evening to Keiichi as well. Wow, looking good. You're looking sharp again this year. Cutie, gonna take you home. Rika-chan was wearing a Shrine Maiden outfit. Yep. Rena's little outburst was completely understandable. Rika-chan's clothes sure look like the real deal. Is that a real Shrine and Maiden outfit? My brother made them by hand. They're quite authentic. Rika-chan has an important task to do at the end of the festival, so she's wearing this. I see. Rika-chan was on the executive committee because she performed all the Shrine Maiden rituals for the festival. Takie słodkie, takie cutie. Oh. My work is only during the final of the festival, so I can still play for a while. But we cannot afford to waste any time. Let us begin. Right. I felt good to wander around the festival with just the 5 of us. Mion called everyone over to stand that caught her attention to and proposed a rather odd competition. Takoyaki eating race. Everyone has to buy their own. Ready? Go! A standard in vendor stalls. The takoyaki stand. What was especially standard for these kinds of events was the fact that they were simply balls for dough, takoyaki in name only. It burns! Are you okay, Keiichi-kun? Have you some water? My, eating this scalding takoyaki wall is suicide. I guess the trick is to buy the ready-made ones that have been left there for a while. They really don't taste good. The stall next to it was a shaved ice stand. It was still a bit too early in this season for that, but right then it didn't matter. Let's do shaved ice this time. It's a shaved ice eating race. Ready? Go! Shaved ice eating race. I can't. As long as you can melt it with a bit with your body heat, then it's so cold. Not smart. This old man ordered it with plenty of syrup. It will melt quickly when it's mixed up. These stories were too late. The moment they choose to tackle it head on was their downfall. Phew. Finished. Kei-chan is done? That was too fast. It couldn't be. Keiichi-kun, you didn't add water from the goldfish tank behind you, did you? That can't taste very good. Next to that was another old favorite, a cotton candy stand. Why don't we do this one next? Of course, it's a speed eating contest. Hey, how do you eat cotton candy quickly? How? On Saturday mark, Mion, Sadako and I all compressed cotton candy with our bare hands. Tak się to robi. This time it took to stick the whole thing in our mouths. 3 seconds. I expected Sadako to figure it out, but I didn't think Kei-chan would too. I can't have any treating like me, I'm a new bite forever. Can I? I won't taste. It won't taste very good. Rika-chan had also crushed it between her hands and stuck it into her mouth. This is probably the only place in Japan where people eat a cotton candy like this. I think only Rena's cotton candy was happy with how it was eaten. But it felt like we'd end up doing stuff like eat noodles through the nose contest or human water pump at the goldfish scope. At that rate, things were going. This old man will probably still win too. I am simply no match for Mion-san when it comes to eating repulsive things. Yeah, seriously. What's up with you guys? Are you telling me you don't want to have a blue Hawaii topped yakisoba eating contest? Shake, shake. Both Satoko and I shook our hands in unison. Can we have a game that doesn't involve food this time? Can we? Rena's proposal was a godsend. It was about time we played a different kind of game. It also seemed like neither Rena or Rika-chan were any good at speed eating or gorging themselves. Okay, Rena, I'll let you pick out the next game. Anything is fine. Well then, I'm going to be the judge. Find cutie thing on the festival grounds. You have 1 minute. Fine by me. I know exactly what Rena likes. Alright? Ready? Go! Why aren't Keiichi-kun and Rika-chan starting? Why not? Mion and Satoko dashed off manly, but Rika-chan and I calmly stayed right where we are. Could it be you already found it? The cutie thing? We already found it. Keiichi too? Yeah. What is it? I can't wait. Both Rika-chan and I stood motionless for these few moments before Mion and Satoko returned. This is probably the first time we've gone hand to hand like this. It will be the first. Rika-chan, you expect to win with that? I'm a member of this club as well. Win by any means is our society third rule. You're on. Both Mion and Satoko came back, each with their own plan of attack, staff in their arms. Okay then, let's go in order. Let's start with the club president, Mi-chan. Too bad, you guys, I'm ending this now. This old man brought this. Where did she get this? They were all thin, diamond-shaped signs. Pleb curry, snake coil in case, and Oroname C. How about it? That's very understated. A little too understated neon. I used to see this stuck up on barbed wire fences. They were more nostalgic than QT. Can you explain what part of that is QT? But there were puffs and smoke noisily shooting out of Rena's ears and nose, almost like a steam train. I didn't get it. I shall be up next. It's this. It was a hand-drawn poster from the Ladies' Society's roasted corn stall. It was a really bad sketch done by a housewife. An anthropomorphic roasted corn drawn without any sort of real plan. Its very existence invited a sense of sorrow to the viewer. Oh, me? That was the sound of blood jetting out of Rena's nose. It seems to have been rated higher than Neon's. I really didn't get it. It feels like your artistic sense is a little avant-garde by about 5 eons. Oh ho 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 ho! These were nothing but mass-produced signs after all. They had no chance against something hand-drawn. I couldn't even begin to follow the way these guys were thinking. Then I will be next. The next is Rika-chan. Is it? What can you even do without nothing? Did you and Satoko both forget? If Rika-chan felt like it, she could simply... After moving back about 10 years, she began wending up to Rena. Seeing that, both Mion and Sadako gasps. Oh no! Too late! Rika-chan tripped over nothing and lay motionless after falling down. Rena hurried over to her. Rika-chan, are you alright? Alright? Rika-chan had a lamp on her forehead and tears welled up in her eyes. Only her fingers picked up from the sleeves. This was the vital part. The palms of her hands were covered with her sleeves. She made just a single sound. Meow. Oh, cutie, cutie. Going to take you home. I completely forgotten that. The play that I personally had to use. Rena's face went completely red. Her head bobbing back and forth with excitement. She embraced Rika-chan and began rubbing her cheek against her. I'd expect no less from her. Not a single element was overlooked. Lolly, Shrine Maiden, Brick of Crying, knew it was perfect. A simple trip transcended into pure more. Now this is what you call art. Kei-chan was a pretty weird definition of art. I'll just pretend the sharp sting of these words cutting through me like a razor was figment of my imagination. Eureka-chan turned her gaze to me with a doubting smile, and she was cursed by Rena, who was in full cutie mode. Now, Keiichi, can you beat me? That cold smile is threatening, Eureka-chan. It must just be my imagination, but I see a demon inside her sometimes. Kei-chan seems to have his own plan of attack. I wonder what he's going to show her. I also wish to observe the play Kei-chan will make. Could it be? Is Keiichi also going to give a performance? I basked in the pointed stars. I pulled Rena, who gave no sign of cancelling out of cutie mode, away from Eureka-chan. Wow, cutie thing, Keiichi-kun, let's go! I'll show you something even cuter, so just hold on for now. Huh? Oh? Something even cuter? But it's a bit too crowded here. Let's go back there. Rena looked over very surprised and pulled her behind the shrine. I cannot fathom what Keiichi-san could possibly be planning. This is Kei-chan after all. No, it couldn't be. Keep on fighting, yeah! After a bit, I returned. And a bit after that, so did Rena, dragging her feet. There's no way that scoundrel Kei-chan did something to innocent little Rena. Mion and Sadako passed by me, heading straight to Rena. What exactly did he do to you? For a moment, Rena was too dazed to realize someone was talking to her. I guess, oh, it's me, Chan. Rena, are you alright? Did Kei-chan do anything to you? No, he didn't do anything strange to me. Wow. This is quite severe. Exactly what did Kei-chan show you? It was so cutie. Cutie? What did he show you? Rena. Rena let out a really long wow. Her eyes sparkled as she spoke. Cutie, so cutie. It was Kate. Cutie, so cutie. It was Kate School's Fury Little Seal. Womp womp. The blink of an eye, Mion's and Sadako's elbows smashed into my face. Huh? What? Showing Rena something so dirty? You sick pervert. I shall have to beat him into oblivion. Wait, you got it all wrong. A dark, billowing arrow flowed from Mion's and Satoko. It was not good. They're gonna kill me. Mi-chan, I'm not sure what's going on, but you've got it all wrong. You see, Keikon had the Fursil keychain. Rika-chan stuck her hand onto my pocket and pulled out my keychain. He said he made it long ago for one of his summer school assignments. He said he doesn't show it other often because it's embarrassing. Yeah, so small and cutie. He tried his best to make it. It's so wonderful. Oh, this old man thought you meant it was Cage's cutie little first seal. Oh ho. I'd expect no less from Mion-san. You misconstrue things in the wildest way. They slang insults at each other and looked like they were ready to tear into each other at any second. I beg of you, if I'm the clear, would you mind getting off of me? We were interrupted by a flash of a camera. Hey guys, you all seem energetic as usual. It was Tomitaka-san. As I lay cramped on the ground, Mion and Sadako continued to biker above me. Rika-chan was patting me on the head, and Rena was still in cutie mode. It was probably quite a lively scene. It's a fine evening indeed, although it's rather poor ethic to photograph a lady without her permission. That's right. At last you don't really need Satoko's permission. Koro? Sadako dug her hell into me. Good evening. You're heading back tomorrow, aren't you? Were you able to take lots of good photos? Thanks to you, I got plenty of good shots. Tonight's the last we can see all Tomitaka-sama, isn't it? It's such a shame. Hurry up and have your major breakout soon. Just as rude as ever, aren't you? I really am sad I won't be able to hear that voice of yours for almost half a year. Be sure to have as much fun as you can tonight. You'll be back in Tokyo tomorrow, after all. That's true. It will be another 6 months until I can enjoy another night where I can see the stars. Tomitaka-san looked up at the night sky cheerfully. At the moment, even though he was smiling, I sensed a bit of sadness. Why don't you move here, Tomitaka-san, in Hinamizawa? Tomitaka-san was speechless. It's not very convenient here. No shops or recreational spots. There might not be anything really here, but you know, everyone knew what I was trying to say. Tomitaka-san was also well aware. So Rena, Mion, Satoko and Rika-chan, none of them batted him. I've only been here for less than a month, so I don't really know everything about it. Normally really talkative guy, but in situations like this, I'm a toss for words. Even through all this was happening in such a boisterous setting, I felt like all the background noise was fading into the distance. This place is probably. Tom Katan rested his hand on me gently, silencing me. Thank you, Keiichi-kun, Mion-chan and Rena-chan, Sandra-chan and Rika-chan. Tom Katan's smile was slight. It looked as if it was going to crumble at any minute, but it was warm. I also think it would be great if I could live here. This might have been cruel words coming from a kid who didn't worry about working to feed himself. A hand touched my back. It was Rena. Keiichi-kun, you shouldn't pick on adults. It's not nice. The background clamour of the festival returned. We won't be seeing him for a while. After all, we need to make sure Tom Dickerson also enjoys tonight. When Rena smiled, the mood instantly got brighter. That's true. I think I'll just do that. Do just that. Hey, Mi-chan, how about it? Can we let Tom Dickerson in our club activities? That's a great idea, or so I thought, but Mion had a snobbish look on her face. One of the requirements for membership is resident in Hinamizawa, you see. Come on, Mi-chan, just for today. Don't be mean. Well, he does come around often every year. I'll make him a honorary citizen. Wow, yay! Now then, I wonder if this aged fellow, well past his prime, will be a match for me. Let's have him show us the wisdom of mature adults. Can you keep up with us young ones? Tom Take-san stepped back slightly at our audacious grins. I, Mion Sonzaki, club president, do hereby authorize honorary citizen Tom Take's entry into our club. Her words were quickly drowned out by our cheers. What do you mean by club? What our club does, you see, in order to cope with our complicated society, we perform various activities with various rules. Sometimes they are in your favor, and sometimes they work against you. I'm pretty weak, so I'd prefer you not single me out. Let's try to get along. If you wish to mock our childish games, then this will be the perfect opportunity. We'll leave you with nothing. We won't even leave the hairs on your butt. So, it's a club where we play games together. Of course, Rika-chan was the only one to give an answer that made sense. Alright, just what I wanted. I'll take you up on the challenge. Don't be too rough on me, my mentors. Mitake-san got reeled up and did a victory pose like he was 10 years younger. That's perfect. We continued walking through the festival with Myeon in the front. Now we look like a family of 6. It had some intensity to it. Some rules are as always. The loser will, of course, be subject of a penalty. Though Mitake-san was a bit surprised, but to us it was just the same as always. How terrible a penalty it was. Just don't lose. Rena was brimming with determination. She didn't have any intention of losing. That's true. I toasted Rena's hair to lighten the mood. She giggled to hide her embarrassment. I see. This is what it meant to feel like a kid again. Mitake-san whispered that to nobody in particular. At that moment, we heard an old man call out in a strong voice. Looking over, I realized it was the man Myeon had greeted right before the festival. You here, a little Miss Sonozaki, seem you brought quite the crowd. We came to eradicate your entire style. His style was shooting a gallery. It was the usual setup where you had to knock down the prize you wanted with a cork gun. The rules are simple. Free shots. The winner is whoever gets the biggest prize. Everybody shouted their argument. There was no need to consider how to win, since the condition for victory was simply size. The biggest prize at the stall, it went without question. It was that one, wasn't it? Wow, that teddy bear, cutie! Rena was gazing longingly at the large stuffed animal. It was intentionally placed on an unsteady platform, so it was impossible to get it if you hit the right spot. It's magnificently set up to make someone think that. Not bad, Keiichi-san. I figured you would see through this scam instantly. The most logical course of the action would be to aim some candy or a doll. The intent analysis had already begun. In this club, you will get eaten alive if you don't came prepared. Everything hangs on what plan you can come up with before the main event. At some point, a large crowd had gathered around us, making a big fuss. There was this much of following for our club's infamous events. Knocking that bird down ensures a win. Only 3 shots, to use them all just trying. That would be rough. Hey, I have other customers waiting. You know, who's up first? The first one has the advantage of being able to aim the easiest prizes. but it's dangerous to compare without knowing the gun's quirks. So Mika's take on the situation was pretty good. He gets what our club is about. Well then, to be fair, how about using rock, paper, scissors to decide? How about it? That's really the only way. Rock, paper, scissors. After a couple of matches, it ended up with Mion being first. I didn't want to end up first as well. I just think of it as handicap. Grumps, gun. Here you go. When the shooting range guy held her rifle, Mion looked it over intently. She didn't forget to check the cork bullet either. Okay, this gun is brand new, isn't it? No faults, not bad. Mion raised the gun in one swift motion. It was completely from her careful inspection. She was shooting from the hip. Fire! Reload. Fire! Reload. Fire! Flop! Flop, flop. 3 candy boxes fell, one after the other. A big howl. The crowd paused in a moment of awe and then erupted in cheers. Wow! Awesome! That was quite good. So Mika-san was at a loss for words after seeing such shooting prowess. Amazing! Mi-chan! Free! Her accuracy was incredible. Her choice of targets wasn't bad either. The 3 Mion had gone after fairly large and pretty easy to knock over. They were all targets with very high return on investment. Who's up next? Sadako? Careful, the bullets are light. Next was Sadako. The fire looked a bit big for her little body, but it didn't seem like she had any problem with the weight. Of course, I'm for the grand prize. She proclaimed that she was going after the teddy bear. Damn, Sadako, such a bold move. The moment she knocks it over, she guaranteed to be in first. Good luck, Sadako-chan. Sadako was opposite of Mion. She aimed at the target quite carefully and squeezed the trigger. Bah! These bullets are too light. The first 2 bullets stuck in the torso, but it only shifted a bit. You need to aim higher towards the head or it won't work. Sadako's third bullet wasn't aimed at Bear, but at the candy box below its arm. I hate to say it, but it appears the bear is just too much for me. She went boldly after being caught, but since she switched over to less impressive prey at the last second, the crowd only gave her a slight laugh. Were they laughing because she lacked of the courage? These fools know nothing. A fine attempt, Sadako. You gotten better. The palm on Mion outstretched hand went plump, and as it tapped down lightly on Sadako, she appeared to be just be talking her hot air, but this was actually completely calculated. That Sadako, just to avoid being the last place, she dared to switch over to an easy target, without shame or honor. Magnificent. I allow you to take the bill, Rena-chan. I pray for your victory. Okay. Thanks so much, Sadako-chan. Wow, bear sounds so cute. Cutie. Rena was up next. She couldn't hit the broadside of a barn as regular Rena, but she said that the beer was cutie. I wonder how Rena-chan will do. I hope she's able to hit Atlas 1. You're underestimating Rena, Mitake-san. It's Rena, you know. It's Rena Ryugu, you know. If it was to get that teddy bear, wow! Mitake-san wheeled around to see what all the commotion the spectators were making was about. If it was to get that bear, she'd be able to shoot through the pinhole. The one known as Rena Ryugu could do it. Shaking, how cute! Rena couldn't hide her excitement over the beer's slow rocking. Now Rena couldn't lose. Not bad, Rena-san. The less corrected you become, the stronger you get. Wow! Another big cheer. Rena's bullet hit the bear's forehead again. Not enough. The bear seems to rumble more than before, but it might not be possible. You never know. With Rena-chan's skill, it might be. Why Mitake-san was just excited as the crowd. Rika-chan's analysis was not swayed by emotion. If Rena had 10 more shots, then she could surely knock it over. But with just one more, no matter how you look at it, no go. Oh, the crowd let out a dejected groan. She had shot it right in the forehead 3 times. It was a bit late, but they gave her a good round of applause for the attempt. Wow, Bar-san, take him home. Wow. She should be prized for her valor, but she had no rupees to show for it. Then, at that moment, the old man flicked one of the candy boxes with his finger and handed it to Rena. This for you, little lady. Giving this to me? Aww. The gods wouldn't forgive me if I let you go home empty-handed after such a display. there was another shower of applause. Rena turned bright red and pulled her back over to us by her hand. You did a good job. Your cutie mode really surprised me. Wow, I really wanted Mr. Beer. Wow. It was easy to see that it only needed a little more to be knocked over. Rena had won quite a lot for me. I still need to pay her back for that delicious picnic. Alright then, I'll get and give to you. What? Tom Take-san had stolen the words right out of my mouth. Okay, please, Tom Take-san, good luck. No, old man Tom Take, stealing the good parts for yourself. A small hand stretched over and fell gently on my head just before I was overcome with frustration. You keep on fighting too, Kei-chan. Okay, Keiichi, are you okay? Tom Take-san carefully studied the bear, setting its side. He shouldered the rifle while holding the other two shots in his hand. Why is he doing that? Yes, no doubt. Tom Take-san is aiming for. The time between shots was short. It was meaningless to shoot again once it stopped shaking. So Tom Take-san was relying on rapid fire to win the battle. It was visibly wobbling much more than it ever had before, but that was all. It still didn't fall over. Wow, too bad. All of Rena's momentary expectation from watching its sway violently turned into a dejection seat. I really thought it would work. It seems that since you're a man, you will not be receiving any candy. That was it. It meant Tom Take-san had no spoils of war. So both Kei-chan and Rika-chan can just shoot down a small easy prize and avoid being dead last. Avoid being the loser, huh? Oh, sorry about that. It's your turn next. Keiichi-kun, best of luck. It was the fifth shooter. It took the rifle from Tom Take-san. If I took the roughless road as Mion had suggested, then I go for a small target. Except when I pick up the rifle, I definitely got a feeling from it. It was burning passion passed down to me by Tom Take-san. The regret of not being man enough to fell the bear that Rena wanted. Yes, that's right. If I don't aim for the bear, then I will be a man. After all, that was my promise to Rena. What? Promise? What? To shoot down that bear. Then give it to Rena. That one. What? You mean? Wow! The crowd went wild when they saw our conversation. Wow, cool! Oni-chan! You got balls, man! That's not it. Fine man of the crowd. If I didn't do this, then Rena might mark the old man running the stall on his way home. No, that's not it. That's not it at all. Why can't I just express my honest feelings? Keiichi-san surely talks the talk, but how do you actually intend to bring down the bear? Rena and Tomika-san's shoots did make a tilt a bit, but I think finishing the job will be difficult. Keiichi-kun, if only free was some way to shoot faster, it will be able to pile more power on the swarm from each hit. Good luck, Keiichi-kun. After taking 2 deep breaths, I shot it over the guy. 2 more rifles. Huh? The crowd murmured among themselves. I wonder what Keiichi-san is up to. One person can't handle 3 rifles at once. I get it. Nice thinking, Kei-chan. Mion was able to figure out magnificently. Basically, what was taking the most time was reloading the shot. That's right. Then by putting 3 preloaded rifles next to each other, Tomika-san went silent, peering at me and the bear through his lens. His photographer blood predicted a miracle will occur, and then the crowd finally picked up on what I was planning. They let out a great cheer. They chanted my name, Keiichi. Rapid fire is the key. If I miss, all is for naught. Pew! After letting out the deep breath, I paused. Relax. Now. That moment, I felt like time itself has stopped. I felt like I could see the trajectory of the bullets, hit it and knock it down. The first shot hit the bear in the head, the second, the third. The bear swayed hard, and then wow, yay! Oh! The chills began before the staff animal even finished falling off the shelf. The guy caught it before it hit the ground and tossed it over me. You actually knocked it over. You got me. Amazing. Congratulations, Keiichi-san has finally learned how to use his head. I see you in slightly better light now. I didn't do it all by myself. Everyone hid it, and these small bits together brought it down. This trophy belongs to all of us. Right, this is from all of us working together. Me didn't hit it a single time. Or after holding up the teddy bear like it was a trophy, I handed it to Rena. Here. This is from me. No, from everyone. Thanks for always making our delicious lunches. Rena thinking she was never actually going to get it was momentarily speechless. I can't, Keiichi-kun. This is everyone's. After all, in that case, I was the one who knocked it down. And it's mine. It's mine, so I'm giving it to Rena. I pushed the stuffed animal towards her again. This time she embraced and accepted it. You've watched out for me ever since I moved here, after all. I'm really grateful, you see. Thanks a lot. Wow, Keiichi-kun, thanks so much. Rena dove at me. Mion told me a few days later that Rena kissed me, but I didn't realize it during all the excitement at the time. I remember that what I was trying to say to Mitaka-san earlier. There really isn't much of anything here, but there's a lot of things you can't find anywhere else. I gained a lot from coming to Hinamizawa, especially at that moment. The crowd's cheer echoed on and on. From the altar set up in front of the shrine, the drums sounded with a booming echo. It was the final of the festival. I'll be going off ahead then. I need to go and get myself a good spot too. Well then, everyone see you in a bit. Both Rika-chan and Mitaka-san gave their farewells and disappeared into the crowd. I wish both of you best in your endeavors. Now, shall we be off? Yeah, might as well go might as well go see Rika-chan's charming figure. Let's go. Yeah. Huh? Where's Rena? What are you doing? Keiichi-kun, Mi-chan, save me! Since she was carrying such a ridiculously large stuffed animal, she was being carried by the flow of people. What is she doing? She must have her hands full taking care of that bear. So, I leave Rena in your care, Kei-chan. I have my hands full of taking care of Satoko. Who would want to be looked after by you, Mion-san? Look. Ouch. Please don't pull my arm. Before losing sight of Mion, I grabbed the back of Rena's collar. Keiichi-kun, not there! Don't grab me there! Always so bossy. Where can I grab then? I didn't feel ashamed at all. Rena was ashamed enough for both of us. I grabbed onto Rena's hand and dashed after Mion and the others. We're gonna be late. Let's hurry up. Yay! I hadn't realized Rena's hand was so delicate. Maybe she needed a bit more exercise and nutrition. That wasn't what I meant. Not at all. My ears burned. I tried to keep calm, repeated the phrase, keep it together, Keiichi Maebaras in my mind, but I didn't look like I'd be able to do anytime soon. I really didn't want Rena to see my face right now. Then, so I pushed onwards, dragging her along without looking back even once. There are already a huge group of people gathered at the altar in front of the shrine. The fire at the altar made it as bright as midday and just as hot. There was a pile of futons warded with sanctified rope in front of the altar. Come to think of it, they did say it was a festival where they did something with the cotton in futons. Keiichi-san, Rena-san, we're all over here. Satoko waved her hand. Satoko waved her hand from the front row. Ah, sorry. Making our way through the mass of people, we reached the spot they'd saved. How was it? Were you able to have a little bit of excitement with Rena? You punk! So that's what your plan was? Instead of replying, Mion gave us a perverse grin. How was it, Rena? Was Kei-chan's hands bigger than you thought it would be? Wow! Rena turned bright red, puffs the steam shooting out of her. I heard something slice through the air and turned around to see Mion on the ground with a welt on her face. Mion, when were you hit? Between the ha and o of her hua, I think. Rena, it's not good to punch your friends to hide your embarrassment. I didn't hit her. Whatever. Hua. Thump. The thunderous beat of the drum echoed, silencing the crowd. You must be quiet. It's beginning. It was a solemn ritual. Rika-chan entered dressed as a shrine maiden, followed by members of the municipal committee. The elders all looked at Rika-chan and clasped their hands in praise. The only thing allowed to disturb the profound silence was the flash from Mitake-san's camera. That's the big thing. What's the big thing Rika-chan is holding? A hoe that's used for this festival. It's a sacred farming tool that only the shrine maiden may touch. It was an awkward shape for a piece of farm equipment, not uncommon for something used in rituals. After reciting a Shinto prayer, Rika-chan approached the pile of futons gathered at the altar. She swung the hoe skillfully, plowing into the futons. Each and every little movement of this performance probably had to be done in a certain way. Without a doubt, this was a ritual. What's next? Airing out futons? She's purifying photons that absorb illness from people over the winter. So when Kei-chan said airing out photons, he wasn't completely wrong. Rika-chan's face was already dripping with sweat. That hole was probably really heavy. She staggered side to side with the momentum of each swing. Satoko looked on, silently lending her support. Worried? Rika practiced every single day with a mochi hammer. She will certainly prevail. Satoko's hands were sweaty, and whenever Rika-chan started to sway a little, she held her breath. Why wasn't Mion a candidate to be a shrine maiden? It feels wrong having Rika-chan swing around something so heavy. I'd do it if they ask me, and well, it's not something just anyone could do. That's true. Shrine maidens need to be pure, after all. Mion drove her elbow into my side. With the hood of the big drum, Rika-chan gave a solemn bow and descended from the altar. That triggered a round of joyous applause. After the Shinto priest had raised up the cleansed photons like a portable altar, all the spectators stood up. Following after the priest, all the marched on at a moderate pace. They descend the shrine's giant stairs into a line. What happening now? Washing the photons in the river? Wataganashi means setting cotton adrift, The procession continued right up to the bank of the stream. The fire was stoking high and it bright as day here too. People started crowding around it and clamoring. Alright, get in line. Line up. Keiichi-kun. I wonder what was up. Maybe we'd get some holy wine. Red and wine beans buns. It's not full. It said it was cotton. But of course, they didn't call it the Wataganashi for nothing. I finally understood. The municipal committee members pulled out the cotton from inside the photons and balled it up like mochi, hanging it out to people. Rena dove into the line and brought out some for me as well. We will proceed to the bank of the stream. Since it's your first time, Keiichi-kun, just copy what I do. She held the cotton in her right hand and waving her hand as if to purify it. She touched to her forehead, chest, navel and both sides. You do this 3 times and silently give thanks to Oyashiro-sama. Oyashiro-sama? What's that? The name of the shrine's god? Yes, it's the guardian deity of Hinamizawa. It brings about both miracles and curses. So you must be sure to show respect. that sounded like a pretty frightening god, but well, when in Rome, I was officially a resident of Hinamizawa now, after all. Doing as Rena showed me, I touched the cotton over myself 3 times. Thank you, Oyashiro-sama. Thank you, Oyashiro-sama. Oyashiro-sama. This way, all the evil that possesses you is sucked out by a cotton. Then you let it gently drift away in the stream, and you're done. Together, Rena and I set off pieces of cotton afloat on the surface of the water. The flowers of cotton blooming in the water had sucked out all the evil festering in Hinamizawa and drifted off, disappearing into the distance. It was wonderful, like these floating lantern festivals I'd see on TV. The best part through was feeling like this rite of passage had made me a true resident of Hinamizawa. The Higurashi when they cry.